Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of Inside the Heat Road Trip. I'm Eric Reed, standing here in the state-of-the-art training room of the Miami Heat, where you quickly get reminded of just how much work, dedication, and effort it takes for an NBA team to thrive. From the training room, to treatment, to performance on the court, the Miami Heat is known for its professionalism and hard work, and it does go beyond our talented players. On this special edition of Inside the Heat, we're going to show you what it's like when the Heat go on the road. And we're going to take you places that I've never even been in my 26 years with the team. From the coaches to the training staff to the equipment men to the video coordinators, it takes so many people to get our team ready to play at peak performance. And before any road trip even begins, the work starts right here at home.
Wade in the front court, the alley-oop. LeBron, oh, he reaches from way downtown.
As the Miami Heat took care of business on the court, Rob Pimental, head equipment manager and travel coordinator, prepared for the upcoming road trip.
It's about 10 o'clock right now, and we're going to start getting ready for our trip up to New York and Brooklyn. And we've got most of the stuff laid out. We have a few things we have to pack that we have to wash after the game, but right now we're going to pack some shoes. Packing for a road trip starts a few days in advance, but it never really ends. We don't totally unpack our bags, you just add to them. The first stop on the trip, we'll play in New York, so we'll have black uniforms. So in our game bags, we'll pack the black uniforms in bundles, make sure everybody has everything they would need. The biggest thing about this job is just being organized. You have to make sure that you check your list, check them once, check them twice, just to make sure everything's there.
In addition to packing gear, there is game planning prep work that needs to be done.
As we head into a series of a back-to-back with New York and Brooklyn, my focus ends up being an overview of the team as well as personnel tendencies.
I help put the game plans together along with doing statistical analysis on ourselves and our opponents.
We look at 6 previous games, and what we'll do is break them down, and we make a scout edit for the coaches and the players. And that's basically a 35-minute video that will show their top sets, any teaching points we might want to show.
These in-depth videos, diagrams, stats, and game notes are put together to assist the Heat coaching staff in their game preparations.
I oversee the video room, also deal specifically with working the players out on the court. From the film and the stats, I create a checklist that tells us the top sets we'll be seeing from our opponent.
Our preparation is a reflection on who we are as an organization, and we want our players to feel not only comfortable, but that they have the most resources to go out there and succeed.
On a cold and rainy departure day, players begin to arrive and start to board while bags are being transported. Altogether, the Heat travel an average of 80 pieces of luggage.
Right?
Inside the cockpit, pilots go over a final checklist as players and coaches settle in for takeoff. During the 3-hour flight to New York City, players will do some reading, listen to music, maybe grab a bite to eat, and definitely get some shut-eye, while the coaching staff previews some videos to get ready for the next game. Upon arrival, the Heat are greeted with temperatures in the teens as they board their bus. At the back of the plane, equipment bags and luggage are unloaded, only to be reloaded into a moving truck. The 45-minute bus ride from Newark Airport goes through the Holland Tunnel and into the city, arriving at the hotel. As players and coaches exit the bus, equipment and luggage are unloaded.
That one goes to 936.
Inside the lobby, bags are tagged while players grab their room key. At the same time, the training staff starts setting up their training room. The goal is 19 minutes to set up from truck to training room.
This is our only treatment room. This is our training room. And then Rob Pimental has an equipment room where we store all our bags.
The most important thing when we travel is for the players to not even notice all the things that go on behind the scenes. All of it, every single time, has to go perfect.
Yeah, service. Yo, what up? It's King James Gabriel right here, dropping my bags off. And I'll see y'all in the morning.
Welcome back to a very special edition of Inside the Heat Road Trip. Hi again, everybody. Day 2 here in New York City as the Heat get set to take on the New York Knicks inside Madison Square Garden. Well, Miami's always taken pride in their road warrior past and present. And to be successful on the road, well, it takes more than 15 players. It's a whole staff of behind-the-scenes Heat employees that gets their team ready to play at home and especially here on the road. Preparation for tonight's game began early this morning at the team's hotel.
Good morning. This is your 9 a.m. wake-up call. Your gear is in room 935 and the bus is at 10 a.m. and it's a cool 22 degrees outside. I'm just going down the list, making wake-up calls, make sure everyone's up. Tell the players to come down and get their workout gear for shoot-around, and then we'll all get on the bus and go to shoot-around.
Good morning. Oh, you guys are getting all the glamorous parts of the NBA. 9 o'clock. Thank you, Senior. See you later.
See ya. 10 o'clock bus. You're with these guys more and more with our own families at times. Everybody spends so much time together that is your family. It's your second family.
Once the players pick up their gear from Rob, he brings the rest of the equipment down to the bus for morning shoot-around.
And it all fit.
When the Heat arrive at Madison Square Garden, the staff quickly gets to work unloading the bus and preparing the locker room for later that night.
It takes us about 30, 35 minutes to set up. We're just down to a science. Their game loop and their white shirts and their practice shorts will be right on top, so it'll be the first thing they put on. And their warm-ups are last, and their game uniform's always hung.
Loading up my little magic box. And some more magic.
There's so much work being done behind the scenes that, you know, people really never know about, just to make sure we're able to go out there and perform.
Everybody has their own thing that they need to do that's important to the winning the championship. That's what we're all here to do.
We got a good group. We all work together, so it makes it work. Setting up the Beats by Dre boombox right now. Home games before every practice or shoot-around, we all play music. But this year we wanted to extend it to away games too, just to get the team ready and loose.
Regardless of where we are, if we're on the West Coast, the East Coast, we have a rhythm.
Go to shoot-around, go back to the hotel, shower, eat, nap, go to the game. A lot more routine than most people think.
All right. The routine for one group of veteran sharpshooters involves being the first ones to return to the Garden. 4 hours before game time, the first van leaves the hotel, a habit carried out for every game.
Consistency is the key in this league. We play 82 games, and if you don't have some type of system that allows you to keep a consistent rhythm, then you'll be up and down. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
And to keep their bodies primed for that marathon, players spend extensive time in the training room.
I'm just trying to get loose, get a nice little stretch, get the blood flowing a little bit.
It's intermittent compression from here up. Helps pump the legs and get the swelling out.
I've had great training staff over my career. With respect to all the guys that I've had, head trainers, assistant trainers, this is the best staff that I've ever had.
They're always there, so these guys are away from their families just as much as we are, if not more.
While the players focus on preparing their bodies for the first night of a back-to-back, the team's video coordinators pull double duty in the locker room.
I've got one laptop doing Brooklyn prep, so as soon as the game's over, I can put our scouting report on all the coaches' laptops. Another laptop is just getting configured for being able to record the game tonight. Usually we'll have that on the TV showing New York or whatever opponent we're playing for the guys to watch while they're changing. Good to go.
45 minutes before tip-off, it's time for the pregame team meeting.
It's the last talk to the guys before they get on the court, get them prepared, one last refresher, and then they're out.
Continue to strive for greatness every single night we get on the floor, dog. Back to the Road Warriors mentality, all right? Together on 3, Heaters on 6. 1, 2, 3, together. 4, 5, 6.
On the inbound, James with a beautiful set play.
During timeouts, the training staff gets back to work.
Timeout, everybody's getting their water, Gatorade.
Every timeout, we make sure they stay hydrated.
They pay attention to us more than we realize. Like when we're limping, you notice something's going wrong with our knee or with our hip. So they're probably the most important people to us.
People don't really understand what all goes into an organization. It takes so many other people around you, to help you be great.
Meanwhile, back in the locker room, the video coordinators log the game and track real-time statistics.
Visit every single category that we're charting based on the player, what the action was, and then we're able to take all this information and I can look at it in order to give it to coach at halftime as to what's hurting us and what's not. And the buzzword now in the NBA is analytics. Well, initially under Coach Riley, the Miami Heat's been doing basketball analytics before it was probably a term. When Eric Spoelstra was doing some of these things, they helped develop this information. So we're kind of able to refine it. There's more statistical information available, but you have to know how to interpret it.
The Heat will use the information to create a 36-page post-game report for the following night's game against the Brooklyn Nets.
It's about 11:30. We are packing up here at the Garden. Game's over. Let's put all the equipment on the bus. Now we're going to head back to the hotel and get up and do this all over again tomorrow in Brooklyn.